Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I am a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Doctor Who, Wild Blue Yonder. So this is the second of the 60th anniversary specials, where not long after the events of the Star Beast, when Donna accidentally spills coffee on the console, they end up on a spaceship. Of course, before that they do stumble across time, even run into Isaac Newton on the day where the apple fell on his head, and accidentally alter the past by having him, instead of saying gravity, mavity. And of course then that's when the Doctor and Donna find themselves on a deserted spaceship, only for it to be so scary the TARDIS runs off, so the Doctor and Donna are left on the ship to wonder what happens next. But they soon discover that there's these weird, like, extraterrestrial entity beings that take on their shape and try and get the hang of their shapes, and bizarre chases start happening, only for the TARDIS to, come to its senses and come back for them both, and they leave the creatures on the ship to blow, and return back to present-day Earth, where they're greeted by Wilfred Mott, played by the late Bernard Cribbins, all before things get set in motion for the third and final special of the 60th celebrations. So that's the story there. So what did I like about this? Well, this one was an interesting one of the 60th specials. I believe this was the most classified and one they kept us in the dark about for the longest time. And I don't know why they did, but they did. And I don't know why. So this, you can see, is basically filler, and it's a bottled episode, really. A bottled episode with good visual effects of them in space, and a lot of good green screen. Definitely good budgeting, given that Disney is giving them money to stream it on Disney Plus internationally. And yeah, I thought David Tennant and Catherine Tate did great performances in this one, playing their roles. Only David Tennant was the 14th Doctor this time, not the 10th. And then, of course, I like that ending. That sweet ending where we see Wilf, the late Bernard Cribbins, in his final acting role. Yeah, you could tell he wasn't looking 100%, but he gave it that all with the little screen time that he had. And, of course, he would never get to see that on screen, given that he passed away in 2022, but I'm glad we got to see him on screen one last time, and like the Doctor, he was over the moon, I was over the moon, and happy to see him, and I love that. I like that we got him back for a brief moment. Also, the opening parts with Isaac Newton. Now, yeah, we all know the real Isaac Newton was a white Englishman, but in this one, he's, a dark-skinned, played by an Indian English actor. Let's just say he's not got white skin, but at first I was like, okay, now they're just gonna confuse kids, but I think as long as kids are educated right and they're explained and told what Sir Isaac Newton was known for and what it really was, I guess it's okay. And but it's, the show's moving with the times, and I was like, okay, but I mean, if you think about it, other historical figures that have been in the show have never really encountered the Doctor, like Churchill never really called on the Doctor for help, or Vincent van Gogh never really painted the picture of the TARDIS exploding and met the Doctor, or the Doctor never met Shakespeare. So I thought, yeah, it's all pure fiction at the end of the day. So I thought, you know what, let's just let it slide with the inaccuracy. So yeah, I thought, okay, fair enough. You know, an Indian English actor playing a white historical figure. Just as long as kids today are aware of what Sir Isaac Newton sort of really looked like. Then again, he did exist before the invention of the camera, so, you know, how could we... I mean, from the painted portraits, yeah, but... Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, yeah, we even get a mention of the Doctor telling him to not go near London. And that scene was filmed separately, so the guy playing Isaac Newton never really worked with Catherine Tate and David Tennant that day. He was just saying his lines and had to pretend they were there as David Tennant and Catherine Tate filmed their scene on that separately. I also thought, like I say, the visuals were good in this, but the story, it was a bit flat for me. I mean, I was like watching it and was like, okay, this is just like, you know, a performance just for these two. Show us what they got on screen. The creatures on it were a bit like the common whole imposter thing, but then they had like extended limbs, and there was that bit where they were running down the corridor where they got stuck and that. Yeah, bizarre creatures. And, you know, like I say, a bottled filler episode. I'd say this calmed us down from the first special we got, that was the Star Beast. And, you know, was like a good, you know, chill out this week, you know, and be ready for the big finale, that is the third special. So I was like, yeah, this was an okay-ish hour. It had Russell T Davies' writing, and like I say, this is not the worst Doctor Who episode he's ever written, by far. No, I think we all know what his least popular one is. Love and Monsters. But yeah, for me personally, I thought this was an okay one. Probably the weakest of the three specials, but definitely not a terrible one. You know, and we had a good opening and a good closing act, I feel, in this, as it set things in motion for the third and final special, which we'll get to. Yeah, the giggle. So, yeah, Wild Blue Yonder. What am I going to rate this one? I'll definitely give the performances a 10, the writing an 8, the visuals a 9, and my personal, I'll give it an 8. It was watchable enough, I think. So, yeah, there is my Who review for Wild Blue Yonder. So, have you seen this one? Let me know down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and hit that notification bell. I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So until next time, run for your life.